Ken, what can you tell us?
Francis, 4 senior law enforcement officials briefed on the matter say they have preliminarily identified this suspect as Shamsud Din Jabbar, with a date of birth of October 26, 1982. And they are still working on information about his background and potential travel history, and obviously investigating whether there is an ISIS connection here. But again, Shamsud Din Jabbar, we're working to learn any information we can about this person. There's a divorce record in Texas with someone by that name who appears to have had children. We're working to figure out whether that's the same person. But that is the name we are being given as the identification on this now deceased subject by multiple senior law enforcement officials, Francis.
And while we have you, Ken, talk about, now that we have this significant piece of information, this suspect identified, talk about how they will cast a net and find out if he acted alone, if anybody else was involved, if there were other accomplices, his digital footprint, anything else that may help shed some light on the investigation and what his motive was.
Yes, you're absolutely right to speak about the digital footprint. We all have them, and that is a great help to law enforcement in a situation like this. Even if this person wasn't active on social media, we all leave digital dust everywhere through credit cards, geolocation on our phones, all kinds of devices that we use, and they have been for hours running down every stitch of that information to figure out who he's been in communication with. Obviously, they're investigating the vehicle, which may not have been his, where he got that. It had Texas plates, obviously, how that came to be, who, and essentially who he was communicating with on all platforms. Now, there are encrypted platforms that make it difficult for the FBI to look at the content of communications, but often they can find the to and the from on almost anything. And so they're running all of that down now. They're obviously trying to talk to relatives, trying to look at whatever job history, medical history, anything they can learn about this subject to find out why he did what he did and who, if anyone, he was working with, whether he had any help, whether there are any co-conspirators at large, Francis.
Yeah, significant development here with the suspect identified as Shamsud Din Jabbar, date of birth October 26, 1982.